Folks, welcome back to TIMBERBORN, and this is the last pre-recorded video before my holiday. So in theory, future videos I should be able to address your comments, and what I want to do today is try and shift the builders all to be bots and see if we can tackle starting to do this bad water divert. I'm not sure how many builders we actually have, so quite a few by the looks of it, actually. So we don't have enough bots because we also need to do the district centre. So we are a reasonable amount short, but here's what it is. And then we need to get an access in there, and I think we'll come in from here because we can probably get a zipline station here and maybe a zipline all the way in. So let's work on that first. And they only have two, they have three, they have two, so we need to get a zipline off of this. So we'll go there. That gives us an option. So I don't think we can zip line through floodgates. So do we need a zipline station at the top if we're going to go all the way down? Probably for resources, yes. So this floods, doesn't it? So let's put it up here. That doesn't reach. That won't work because of how it sits. So let's do that, because that's a single leap then. There we go. And then we want to try and come down into here. I wonder if we'd be better using the beam. Oh, that wants to connect. Okay. Yep, I'll take that. So then let's go down. So the zipline beam is there. We're headed here. So we can do that. Okay. So there. Awesome. If we then come down here. Okay, we're struggling for a connection in to that. Maybe we need... Why doesn't it want to let us? Okay. Okay, so we need to go down from there. It may be there. Quite convoluted, but bear with me. Just does then that allow us to I think it's quite narrow. The connect down here. So let's go there. there. And then let's go here. Yeah. And we'll put, yeah, that will do. We're going to need to get in there to build it all. Anyway, because that's one of the things with ziplines that I know some people find frustrating, but it doesn't bother me. I think they're so cool, they're worth that little bit of frustration. We'll do a stack of ladders to that. Yep. Right, let's start hooking up paths. That gets us to there. Path, that gets us to there. So if I run a path through there, let's come down. Being really weird for being able to see stuff. I think I'm going to let them build all of that and see where we are. We are going to need storages for... we can put them there, can't we? Yeah. I think if we go for logs, which we're out of, excellent. Planks, which we're almost out of. And metal beams, which we're completely out of. Brilliant. So, I guess we need to have a look at our resourcing. Okay. How are we so low on branches when we put this in? And they're clearing them all. Don't get that. Don't get that. Pine resin is okay. We've got tons of bark. But I kind of think that what we need to do is get down here. I'm going to make that a priority. They'll get cut down. I know they're just birch trees, but they are at least wood. So you, and then so you're going to do these. That will help, I think. I mean, I can get to some of those, but that'll be good. Okay, we need to sort a bunch of this out. We need treated planks over here? Not really. Planks. Logs. Ears. Ears? Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah. Do we just say screw it? Rip that out. Can we even get in there? I don't know if we can actually. I think that might be too tightly packed to get to. I guess we could. I know what we could do. We could come along here. Down here. We could dig that out. And cut down all those oak trees. It's not ideal, but, you know. Needs must and all that. And we need. Because we must have logs. That is... We should hook that up to that. For the sake of a few pine trees, I'm gonna... not all of them. Those. Yeah. I guess we need to come around here to be able to build some of these. Then we can hook this up like that, and that'll be better. Then before a tree spreads into that, we can put a staircase in there. And do that. And then we can put a lumberjack there. Set to be a bot so we don't get tree murderer. And then we can do that. And start cutting all of those down. So let's prioritize those so they get done. Right. How are we doing over here? Oh, brilliantly. I guess we're just so short of freaking resources again. Yeah. It's just one of those things with playing with this faction that seem to be constantly short of trees. Do I need to plant even more of these guys? I mean, it feels like we've got so many of them. But, or we just rely on the fact that soon we'll have more bots, hopefully. And then we can have them cut down trees. And that'll work. And, you know, I know it's not in the spirit of this faction, but as I keep saying, needs must, folks. Needs must. So, where would we plant lots more trees if we needed to? What we could do is have someone come over here and cut these down. That would be useful. We could also start recovering those. You, I don't think can actually do anything, so you might as well actually just be deleted rather than paused. You're waiting on metal blocks. Why are we so short of metal blocks? You're running at 88%. You're running at 40 odd percent. Okay. We should probably have a bot in you, to be fair. We don't have a lot of scrap metal. Or, well, no, we don't have a lot of scrap metal. Let's start clearing the scrap metal from over here as well. That seems like a sensible idea to me. So, let's put scavenger flags there and there. Please, game. See if we can improve our metal production, because we seem to be using it as fast as we can make it at the moment, which is not great. And it's probably holding back our bot production, to be honest. I mean, they're sitting with no gears and we've got loads of gears. Are you not? Yeah, you are on an obtain. Okay. I don't want to prioritize everything by haulers, so. Because, you know, that's kind of pointless if we prioritize everything. We prioritize nothing and all that, so, you know. Guess what we could start doing while we're waiting, what we could think about doing, is we've got a drought coming, haven't we? So, a few things we need to do. We need to replace these. I guess the question is, do I completely rebuild this, or do I just put sluices in front of it? Because we'd have to destroy all of those. I think given we've got a drought starting, we're probably okay to do that. And come in with the sluices. Hopefully, yeah, the rubber went forwards, and then come in with the levies. And I do want to prioritize these so they actually get built, because we don't want to be back in a situation where we get a bad tide coming and these flood. Well, yeah, bad tide comes in, so 5% I think will be fine. So I guess that means we need to add connection down to here, and then up, no, up to there, no, okay. I guess we're breaking the ring for now, that's fine. So that's going to go in and be sluices. And then what I thought we could do, so we've got a water source there. Does that mean we want to replace these actually, so that's closed? Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't matter. Then pause for a second actually. I think we might want to lift these up a level. So let's pause and think about how we're going to do everything. Because if we want to seal these in, I they need to be able to seal this water source. So I'm going to that there. I don't really want to delete that, so if that can go, that's fine. I think I'm going to have to delete that. Maybe not. Yeah, I think I am. Which kind of sucks, but then what we can do is we'll come across like that, which means we want to put levees there and then stream gauges on top, and we can actually put levees on the bottom to let the clean water out of this. Interesting theory. Like you're thinking, lads, like you're thinking, and lasses. So let's do 2 layers of stream gauges. Overhang like that, and essentially we want to seal this bit. I'm not averse to having some stream gauges here so the bad water can come up, or the good water can come up. Not stream gauges, sluices. Into the main cavern as well. This might not be pretty, folks. This is going to be a carrot peeling job. So if we get the 2 by there, that's not going to work. 4 by, 4 by, and then the 3 by on platforms. If you can't tell, I haven't really planned how I'm going to do this, because generally we wing stuff here. Yep. And then we have sluices there to let the bad out. And then to conserve metal, don't know if using metal or planks is better. Do that. And that. And then that. Because you're not going to see it once it's finished anyway. Because it's going to be buried. And that. And then impermeable floors over that. And there we go. And we need to rebuild this. So you need to go up to there, and then you need to be filled in. And now what we can do is that, and that, and that. So this is a priority. And then if we come in here, I'm guessing, oh, they can get to that one. Okay. And they can get to that one. So all we need to do is put a staircase somewhere. Like that. We might need to just disconnect those. And they can get that built, and then they'll be able to build all of that. So then what we want to do is take that out. And then we switch to tunnels. And we try and go all the way off the map. So that's going to need impermeable floors to seal it. This actually would make more sense being tunneled out anyway, because it needs to be sealed as well. Yeah. So we now just need them to build it all, and then it'll be fine. Simple. Right. You both just need to be set like that. And then we just need loads of metal blocks. How hard can that be, huh? Well, when we're in a drought and we don't have much power, turns out quite tricky. Because this is generating not quite enough power for what we need. Oh well. Is what it is, as they say. Over here. This guy's running incredibly inefficiently. Right. You need to be an obtain and a prioritize. Because we need that to be working better. That was my phone that randomly started playing an ad for something, because, you know, that's how phones work apparently. Let's put some bot chargers at the back here. Because we're using them as builders, we do want more stuff spread about. I did plan, I haven't got round to, because this is a fairly big building project. I thought maybe it would be sensible. Let's go for like that, like that. And then, so So these should generate, what, 100, like 300 HP. So we should be able to power a few chargers. And that means they don't need to keep going back. And assuming we've got folks bringing over the resources as well, then all would be good. We have 3 logs, okay. Not so good. Let's where should you? I've got 8 spare bots now, okay. Well, that says to me that we get a load more bots cutting down trees. Why are you not cutting trees, sir? Because you can't actually access those trees, because I was dumb. Let's do that. Super high priority, please. All of you are high priority. And remember, folks, if everything is a priority, everything is important. That's how it works, right? That's really far from a thingy. You can now be deleted, and we'll put in the tapper shack that we needed. And we'll put a bot in there. Yep. Come on. Please get that built. Please. I mean, I guess you could be cutting down some of those. But now you should all be working much quicker as you get in there and then start cutting stuff. So hopefully that will help. And they won't get tree murderer or plant murderer. So, you know. That's good. Over here, these guys have done what they can. And we've got a lot of spare beavers now. So I'm wondering, is this cruel? Do I care? Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 720 HP. I know. I'm a bad person. But we could do with kickstarting our industry. So. And the drought's almost over. So it's not quite as bad, but. Everything's lacking power. And these only need logs. Now, we're not particularly flush with logs, as we've discussed many a time. And now we are in a better place for bots. We probably should be looking at creating an area to plant more trees. Wonder if we irrigate here and see how that flows down. Kind of like that. Right, I'm thinking now, we are, oh, we're not quite. Oh yeah, they should be able to finish that now. And hopefully path out onto this. So let's now delete this, delete this, delete this, add connection, bosh, bosh. So that should let them do their thing. Now we just need to deal with the fact that our infrastructure is woefully inadequate. We have some power now, because I know it's not good, is it? It's not good, but we have some power now. Where are we going to grow trees on this interesting, challenging map? That's what I'm going to say. I was going to say something to it. It's a really cool map, but the terrain is challenging, folks. Combined with a faction which has some interesting challenges. We've had many challenges and opportunities. So those are a layer below as well. So we're going to have to do the same. We're going to have to come in here, remove some terrain, to get down there. And then throw in some lumberjacks. Because these guys are sat doing now. But we will fix that very shortly, hopefully. How are we doing for extract? Yeah, we're good for extract. Just everything else. Alright. Ladder. My priority ladder, please. And then cut trees. And that's all of that vein. And then I guess we want to move... No. Come on, give me it back. We move those to there. And see how they can do. And they're going to get some of that low level stuff. Yeah, let's see how they get on. Treadmill City is nearly in, and the drought's over, so we're good for power now. I guess we should... Maybe not. Maybe we just pause a bunch of these now. Now we've got power. Probably makes sense. Actually, I'm going to pause the build of them as well to save on the logs. Yep. Maybe over here is a good place to build a forest. Let's see what this irrigates up like. We can always move it. We are not bound to our first choice. We can't actually get a path across there because of the zip line. So that might be an issue with where we can actually plant trees. But that zip line's probably not permanent, so we're making, how are we doing? So we've got that sealed, which is good. And we're starting to get stuff in. So this wants to be the same. This wants to be the opposite. So this will just let some of that clean water into the main cavern rather than it all being pushed into the island area, which I think is sensible. I think so. And it's just going to take them time to build that, I think. I mean, I wonder if we need another... Actually, I wonder if I just need to complete this industry. So I think we need another grinder. Because we are not producing enough metal. That's pretty clear. I think, question mark, have I not closed that in? Okay, so that means we need tree, one of them. Yep. And power-wise, we're good, but we could probably be better. We just have so much to try and get done. So much to do, so little time, and all that. Right, let's undo that connection again, and there. How are these guys doing now? Pretty good. I guess we could now come in here with some foresters to do that. And it looks like you're probably done. You're done. You're done. So, but if we can get that vein cleared out, that's a decent amount of logs, so. And by the time that's done, I might have decided where if we've got this cleaned up, maybe we plant logs along here. I'm just being very indecisive at the moment, and I'm not sure why. I know, that was a terrible joke. If you're here for my good jokes, then you're in the right place, because they're always awesome. I think what we'll do is we'll start to fill that in, not there, because we might want to get into there. With the possibility that we might do that. Yeah. Right, let's get back down here, shall we? And actually, we're making decent progress with this. Yes, we need to... Let's put in an ladder. Because we need to get down into there. more so we can actually see what we're doing. Get a path down there. Because we've got to go all the way under here. There's still a lot of building to do. There is an awful lot of building to do. But, you know, they are tackling it and getting it done. So, I mean, worst case, if we get this sealed, we could just close it and leave it closed. You know? That is an option. Alright. Can we get this finished? Are we still out of planks? We're still out of planks. Okay. Fair enough. Where can we easily get more logs from? That's not a brilliant spot. I guess we could rip out. We could go up there, couldn't we? Yeah. Do that. Get a couple more bots cutting those down. And we will work on replanting some of these. But for now, we just need to get some of the resources we need. We are struggling, folks. We are struggling, and we're not early game. We're not late game yet, but because we've not really got control of the map. We've still got this water source to deal with, so. Yeah, right, you can go. Yep. That comes up from there. And that'll be clean in theory now. When we get this finished. How are these guys doing now? 40%. Still not good. Right, let's throw in more scrap flags. Got spare beavers, so we can make this work. Back on our little building project again. Guessing these guys are just resource limited. I'm assuming that's the issue. And that's why they're jumping between different jobs. And that's going to be a lot of planks getting that out of there, but you know. They will also need some extract, won't they, for tunneling? Yeah, and shovels, okay. So let's get those brought over. Help speed up the process. We're trying to keep up with JC's videos lately. It's never easy keeping up with all of the content that's available, but you know. One is trying. Very, very, my wife would say, you know. That's a different bad joke. Right, if I wanted to come over here, how would I do that? I would... And that's a good point to put zipline thingy. As is that, because they can get there still, I think. Can they? Yes. I want to say yes. I'm pretty sure they can get there, so let's go with there. It's not quite max distance, but I'm, you know, doesn't have to be max distance, have to be min-maxed all of the time, folks. You know the deal. Right, and then if we wanted to, let's go for this level. Yeah. I think what we'll do is, I'm pretty sure they can reach that. Yeah. So I'm going to put a ladder or stairs there. Might hear my pup snoozing in the background. He's become a very vocal sleeper lately. That there. That there. And then we're going to put some there. And we're going to try and clear out a few of these dead trees. So, and then I think I'm going to cut this layer back and raise up some of these layers to build a big oak tree farm, because I'm fed up of struggling for logs. We'll get bots to do it, because then we won't get the penalty. Because I don't think we can make enough trees or logs with the other option. Which I don't think is viable at the scale we're playing at. So if we put that in, we can get rid of those as well. That work. All right, let's come back down here. So that's nearly in. We've just got a few impermeable floors to build. In fact, that is in. Yep. So that needs to be done. Let's prioritize that so they actually do it. And then if I close, 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 then this should just get really full. That one's got water coming out of it. That's closed. And then if I open it, there should be a bit of a surge. Couldn't really tell. let's just go back to auto. And if it needs refining afterwards, we'll refine it afterwards, I think. It looks to me like it's okay. Yeah, we've just got huge amounts of tunnel to build now. So I think what I'm going to do is get that tunnel built while I'm away. And then when we come back, we can try and make some progress on getting the colony in a better position. Because we have a few supply issues. So mangroves are a problem. We've seen this. We know this. It's just something we're having to deal with. I wonder if we could put another... they can't cover much of it if I put them there. We could... If it's stupid and it works, folks. Yeah. Maybe not my brightest move, but it does a job. But yeah, I'm going to wrap things up there. Unless we get a bad tide come in, I will try and progress the construction of this while I'm away. So that when we come back, we can look at just working on improving the infrastructure. We then need to put in the water tank for keeping the island hydrated during droughts and bad tides. That'll be the next big project. We still have a... Let's just have a quick look at that. Lumberjack flag. Lumberjack flag. Wherefore art thou a lumberjack flag? Okay. Switch you over to be a bot. That will resolve that issue. Cool. But yeah, we'll carry on. I mean, we could, if we hydrate this area, this is going to be nice and actually let's start to think about that, shall we? Yes, see, the dog agrees with me. He is asleep, by the way. So we need to clean up some of these dead trees still, but yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Before I record the next video, I should be back. I should have seen your comments. So yeah, let me know what you think about what we're doing down here. This was one of your suggestions, so I'm curious to see if you think I have implemented it sensibly or not, or what I've done wrong in my implementation, but I think this will work. It leaves us one more bit of bad water to tackle urgently or imminently, plus keeping the lake full. So yeah, anyway, I will see you all next time.